Hello, everybody, and good morning. Thank you so much for tuning into the show yet again. I'm here to tell you guys that it is about time that you follow or subscribe to the show wherever you listen. I know y'all are out there listening, and you're not subscribing, and you're not following the show, and I don't like that kind of behavior. You guys know I'm tired of working these garbage jobs, wasting my time. The links are in the description of the show wherever you listen. All the links, all the social media links, all the different platforms. Wherever you listen, all I ask is to subscribe, to follow. Please, please, I'm begging you, subscribe, follow, and most importantly, enjoy today's episode. Hello, everyone. What's happening? It's Monday. Get the fuck up, get the fuck out. You're probably already out. You don't need to hear me tell you nothing. But I saw something the other day that I wanted to tell you guys about. Did you guys see that there are nuke pills? There's actually nuke pills that apparently sold out. Like, they flew off the shelves. These pills that are going to help with radiation, I guess, and that type of... all the fun after effects that come with a nuclear weapon. Because a nuclear weapon is the part that's most scary about it. Not only the blast radius, not only that they're some of the most powerful weapons that have ever been created in human history, in the sense that they blow shit up pretty far, they kill a lot of people. But what makes it even scarier is the after effects. If you're within, I don't know how many miles of a nuclear blast, there is a chance that you just got cancer. Or you got some other fucking mutation, or your sperm is going to be shooting out children with 3 eyes. You know, you're going to have kids with low birth weight. You're not going to be able to live in an area like that. Everything is going to be absolutely and totally contaminated. The water, the food supply, the soil, everything. For miles and miles and miles. And with this little fiasco, I guess we can call it, this little fiasco that's going on over in Eastern Europe, people are a little nervous. People are a little nervous when the leader of a monstrous country, one that also happens to be in possession of more nuclear warheads than any other country in the world, with an immense land mass. When the leader of that country says that he's willing to use nuclear force if any other countries want to infiltrate on his action, if anybody wants to cut in on the deal here in Ukraine, he said he'll use nukes. That is not exactly what you want to hear on your way to getting ready in the morning, right? You don't necessarily sit down with your cup of hot black coffee in your nice warm house. It's real early in the morning, right? You've done it for years, right? You wake up a little earlier before you have to get out and go to work. You wake up about an hour early so you can take your time. You might even make breakfast, some bacon and eggs. You could watch an episode of your favorite show. You really give yourself a little bit of time. But one day you do it and you're like, you know what? There's some stuff going on in the world. I hear this Putin guy is saying, let's take a look. And you turn the news on at 5:30 in the morning before you're getting ready to go to your job that you don't really care for, right? You do it because it pays the bills. You get some time off, and it's not bad, right? You do it, you get paid. But you'd like to be doing something else with that 8 hours of your day. And this right now is your time. This is your time. You get up nice and early in the morning. Nobody bothers you. If you have family or whatever, nobody's awake yet. You got time to chill. And you turn on the news and breaking, President Putin of a little place you might know as Russia has said that he will use nukes if anybody interferes. You go, oh, okay, all right. So this is when the next thing you search is how to tie nooses, right? That becomes a part of your morning routine now, at least for that day, right? You're like, oh, hold on, how to tie a noose correctly, bing. Because if it's worth doing, you got to do it right, you know? So that can make people a little uneasy. it can make people a little uneasy. So if somebody goes ahead and creates a pill or some type of preventative measure from mutually assured destruction, right? Because I mean, let's be real. If you take these pills and you're living in Washington D.C. or Los Angeles or anywhere on the East Coast, really, right? The East Coast is a mecca of money and imports and that whole thing. So the East Coast is getting wiped out. Then you got California and maybe somewhere in the South, maybe Texas, right? California is the other coast. And then maybe there's a couple places in the Midwest they'd want to hit. But if you're in New York City when the bombs drop, pills, pills aren't, you'll be turned to dust. Essentially, you'll be turned to dust. You'll have the pills in your system, the dust. If somebody were to live in the area and they made their way to a completely destroyed and irradiated New York City and they were able to scoop up some of your ashes, they might be able to take that and they'll be protected from radiation. That could happen. But I think you have to live in some pretty specific areas to not be affected by nukes. You know what I'm saying? Like if all the countries just said, all right, this is going to be a nuclear war, everybody is able to use nukes, motherfuckers ain't hitting northern Canada, right? People aren't bombing northern Canada. I'm saying if the whole world, if this becomes an actual world war and wherever it's taking place, I guess there's certain areas, right? I mean, if you're in Europe anywhere, you're probably in a shitty fucking spot, right? I don't know. I don't know how war works at all. Like, can you just, like, if Russia launched an attack on us, they're probably hitting those places I named. They're going to hit the ports. They're going to hit, important areas. I guess what I'm thinking is, like, if just massive nuclear war and it's just everybody is fucking killing each other. I mean, there's probably places in the middle of the United States that you'd be fine. I wouldn't say fine, like you're in a country that got nuked, but you'd probably, like fucking Montana, like somewhere deep in the mountains in Montana, you might be okay, I would say this is where Middle America has found an edge. Every place has an edge. And they also have their downsides, but Middle America is known to get clowned on for producing years and years of an American bloodline. They've been the stereotype of the classic American. I don't know, it's weird, but they would have the advantage if nukes dropped, depending on where you live, right? I mean, that's really like north, like real northern America. I guess it's in the middle, right? Montana, if I'm thinking about it. It's sort of in the middle. But you guys get what I'm saying. You're in the Dust Bowl. You're in these places, Wyoming and fucking, Oklahoma. I mean, maybe they bomb Oklahoma City. Who gives a fuck, really? Right? There was already a big one of those. It's old news. One guy bombed Oklahoma City and that's it. Nobody cares anymore. Nobody cares to bomb that place. It's the main, it's the hubs, right? Obviously, D.C. Obviously, they're going to run through D.C., I would think. If a country is going to launch an attack, I don't know. I mean, you'd think it would be in a place where they would make the most effect, right? Where they're going to leave a lasting impression. Now, the U.S. has only been attacked twice. One of them is in Hawaii. Not a huge deal. It was on an army base. Right? So that's the cost of doing business if you're there. Sorry, you're on an army base. You guys are in the fucking... There's a world war going on in two parts of the world, and now you guys just got thrown into it. That's where it happened. And then the other one is New York City, and they were on their way to D.C., right? They landed in a field in D.C. I mean, the Pentagon got hit, supposedly, right? No, there's no pictures or something. That's the conspiracy. I don't know the whole fucking conspiracy. My point is, they're probably going to hit places of interest. So, the money system, New York, right? Mostly New York and D.C., but D.C. is more the power system, right? The government. The government is in D.C., so and it's the capital of the fucking country, so they blast that. Then you got New York. New York is getting blasted. Monetary system, Wall Street, fucking everything. New York is finance. You go to New York for money. So, blam, New York's getting blasted. The entire East Coast, if you think about it, Florida, huge hub, getting blasted. Any place with imports, Rhode Island, Massachusetts, Boston's right there, right? That's another big city. So East Coast, there's plenty of targets up and down the coast they can blast. In the Carolinas, Virginia, America's over here on the East Coast. And then California, that's where the fame is. A lot of power over there too. So those are the three most powerful areas in the United States. They're definitely getting mollywopped. Everywhere else is academic, right? You can do the South, big deal. I mean, it's just going to fuck up borders with Mexico. We don't have a huge fucking thing with Mexico anyway. They'd probably be doing us a favor if they nuked down there. So, and then northern, I mean, there's big, like Indianapolis is a big place, big city, well-known city. I don't know. I don't know if a city being well-known is enough to prompt it to get bombed and marauded through, I don't know if that's really what it is. What prompts a bombing, though? That's my question. What is like, all right, I've had enough. Let's bomb. Let's use these bombs, though. These specific bombs here will fuck people up bad. So we'll use those. We'll make our lasting effect on those. Which is crazy, right? I mean, humans just have corrupted the idea of power. And power can be good. I've had this conversation with Danilo on here. And but the thing is humans run wild with it. It's very rare to see someone with the power of an entire country behind them to not use it for good or to use it for good. I mean, right now we see Ukraine. That motherfucker's the president of that country is on the front lines. He don't give a fuck. That's wild. People would be running for the hills if war came here. If all this shit that I'm talking, nobody will stand and fight. Legitimately. People will run for the fucking hills. I'm one of them. Fuck no. You kidding? I don't give a fuck. We've been living in the lap of luxury for years in this country. No wars, no anything. No battles have happened here since, the Civil War? No actual battles, right? I could be wrong, but nothing has happened here since the Civil War. And that was just us being fucking idiots with each other. Nobody wanted to compromise. And obviously the right compromise was made. It's fucking, fuck slaves. That's a bad thing. But the South, they didn't want to fucking compromise. That was my point there. I'm not saying that people should compromise when it comes to slavery. Unless it's about you getting fucking rid of it. But it was, we've had no experience with war here. All we do is go to other places and fuck them up. We're good at that. We are not bad at that. We help people that are, trying to revolt against the government, and we give them a lot of weapons, and they give us a lot of money, and we have fun fucking people up. We do it too in America. We're good at that. But we have never had to defend our homeland. And as the people here, knowing the motherfuckers that are walking around here, nobody is going to stay. You wish. There might be, I would say, 10% of Americans would stay. Stay and fight, If there was a way to get out, motherfuckers are going to do it. It's true. Nobody here is bred for war. There's people who own guns, and they do it for their own protection, but they're not anticipating a war. They're not anticipating having to fight for their fucking lives like the people do in Russia, or the people do in that fucking whole region for years and years and years. They're a war-born people. That's why they're hard to fuck with. They're hard to fuck with because they are hard, stone-cold fucking war-grown individuals who are ready to kill at a moment's goddamn notice. We, over here, we kill people for nothing. We kill people because people go crazy. Or we kill people because they're preaching a message that we don't want to hear. And they do that over there, too. Even worse, right? I would think even worse. More out in the open. Supposedly Putin poisons motherfuckers and shit. I don't know. I'm sure that's true. Why not, right? I mean, if you're going to be the president, you might as well run with it. When else are you going to be able to poison someone and get away with it? Everybody that says, I don't understand. I mean, do you not want to poison? Is there not a point in your day where you look at your boss and you're like, I'd like to poison this motherfucker. I'd like to be able to wipe something on the doorknob right in his office so that when he grabs it, his blood turns to stone. I would love that. And he just keels over in some weird position. Maybe he's on the toilet taking a shit, or he jumped in the air and his shit said and solidified and dropped. And now he's a rock solid fucking dead person. Some people, I mean, I don't know. I would think people think like that sometimes. That might just be me. Not everybody loves their boss. But I'm sure there's plenty of people out there that are listening who's like, yeah, I'd like to poison my boss so that blood is shooting out of his eyes uncontrollably and he dies in a horrible death as his esophagus burns through his skin. Yeah, I'm sure there's people who would get down with that. So if you're the president, I mean, you get carte blanche. I mean, you can do whatever the fuck you want. So that's exactly what he's doing. He's posturing. He's trying to call everyone's bluff. But nobody's going to call his because everybody knows that motherfucker's a psycho. And, what can be done? What exactly can be done? All right, all those guys are dead. You bomb the fuck out of things. Our infrastructure is ruined. I think we can settle. I think we're good as long as you let us keep doing what we're doing, and I think we'll be all right now. All those people are fucking. Who cares? Who cares? Who cares, man? Let's have a good. Let's have a good rest of the year. We're gonna be all right. We're gonna be okay. I don't know. I don't think that happens. Call me a dreamer, but I don't think it happens. I don't know. Who fucking knows? Enough about that shit. As fun as that was, that all stemmed from nuke pills. I actually did have a point about that, though. Do you think that there'll come a time that the news will be pushing those on us? Seriously, right? If Pfizer said, hey, or some other fucking company. What's the other one I'm thinking of? Merck, right? If they just said, hey, let's start investing in this. This is... And they make it for even cheaper than the people who are making it now, and they charge us a lot for it. But we need it, right? They know we need it, so they're going to charge us for it. And, and people are going to buy it. People are going to buy it. They're going to go into debt for it because they need it. And again, some of these people are going to live in these hubs that are going to get bombed, and pills are going to do nothing for them. But some of them aren't. Some of them live out in the countryside. They know that they'll be okay. There might be some radiation here and there. So we're going to pop some of these boys. But Pfizer's going to make them. And the president and everyone there's going to be people running in the street, nukes going off, Russian tanks going down the street, and the president and the vice president are going to come on the TV and say, hey, you motherfuckers aren't taking your nuke pills. What the fuck is going on? Do you guys want to keep, do you want to go extinct? Do you guys actually want to go extinct? Because that, we don't want that. So you motherfuckers need to take the pills, and this is fine. This is fine. Fuck whatever, man. Whatever. We gotta get these pills out. I'm just saying, I think it would be a pretty savage money grab. That would blow anything else out of the water. If big pharmaceutical companies started lining their pockets and the politicians' pockets and the media outlets' pockets with nuke pills, I think that would be interesting. I think that would be a good sponsor for this show. Hey, listen, the company, whatever the company is, I'm going to look up the company, and then I am going to go ahead. Hold on, what's happening with my phone? I'm going to shout them out, and I'm going to tag them. I think, let's see. How much do you want to bet? It's going to be, okay, nuke pills sell out across the United States. Pills that protect against nuclear radiation have sold out across much of the U.S. Per the WSJ, sales of potassium iodide pills have surged since the start of the Russian-Ukraine war. One of the pills' major producers, Anbex Inc. Anbex Inc. sold out after receiving for 13 million plus pills. Another producer also confirmed. So there's another one. Listen, Anbex Inc. I'm here. I want to be an aid in this. Not many people know about this. I mean, how many likes does this get on Instagram? Okay, 26,000. I've never even gotten 100 likes on one of my posts. But listen, Anbex, this could be the start of a phenomenal partnership. This could totally be a partnership. I want to help sell these potassium iodide nuke pills that will protect. You know, that's what I'm looking for. That's exactly what I want. So hey, I'm doing business. Anyway, guys, what's going on in my life? New York does not look like it'll be happening. Well, no. Listen, motherfuckers. My heart is in New York. I spent a lot of time, well, not a lot of time, but I spent some time there this past week. Last week for you guys, and it was a little eye-opening. I realized I didn't want to live in a room. I realized I didn't want to live in a fucking shoebox. I didn't. It kind of hit me. It was like, damn, I kind of don't want to compromise this. I want to live the way that I'm living now, comfortably and in a place that I can afford, and there's room, and I can do the podcast, and I'm close enough to New York that I can. So it looks like Connecticut is the move. There's more opportunities for apartments out there, ones that look good, ones that have room, ones that I can do the things that I want to do in, and I'll be alone. I don't need to worry about roommates and this type of fucking thing. So it's looking like I'm going to live in some butt-fuck town in Connecticut, like, somewhere close to Stamford. And by close, I mean like an hour away, right? Because there's the New Haven line that runs through there that takes me right to the city. And it's closer. It's closer than it would be if I stayed here in Rhode Island, which I don't want to do in the first place. But here it's 4 hours, 3.5 hours if you're quick, if there's no traffic. Sometimes it's over 4 hours. And it's a hell of a fucking, you can't do it in one day. Whereas a 2-hour commute, 2.5-hour commute to New York, I could do that in a day, there and back. That's not a problem. Totally not a problem. So I'm going to be living in some butt-fuck city, though. It's going to be like yesterday I went to Tarrington, Connecticut. It is a little hick town in kind of like the northwest region. It's about an hour and a half from Stamford. But I get to keep my car, which I realized I also like having. I like driving. I like being in my car. I don't know, guys. I had kind of a realization when I went to New York that this major change in my life was brought on by Caroline getting a phenomenal opportunity. And I thought I needed to match that and get to New York City immediately. And it was kind of eye-opening because I was spending my time there and I'm looking at these places and I'm like, dude, I don't even have a job. How am I going to get here? At least in Connecticut, I can say I'm commuting to my job, right? And I could technically do that. It's 2 hours away, and I don't want to do it, but I can tell that to them, and they'll be comfortable in the fact that I have a job and I'm willing to commute, and then after time, I'll get a job in the area, whatever. So it's something that I can make happen, and it's weird. It's definitely weird that I'm moving to a place that I, never thought I would move. Connecticut, who gives a fuck about that? But the plan had to change. It's more realistic. I don't have a job in any. I'm applying to these apartments. They're like, you have a job? I made a fake letter of employment. I did. It looked pretty good. I put a fake name and everything, but I applied for a room, and the person was asking for the number and an email and all this shit, and I was like, oof. Block. Not talking to that person anymore. Damn. Fucked up. But hey man, gotta be able to switch on a dime. And it's putting me a little more at ease because I have time to go to Connecticut. Like I said, it's only 2 hours away. Some of the areas I was looking at, so it's only a couple hours away. I can go to multiple ones in a day, and it's still pretty cool. It's still cool. I want to be able to live comfortably. I'm kind of realizing that, and then I'll still be able to do my shit in New York. I'll have my car. I'll be able to travel for comedy and open mics and the whole thing. Am I close to anywhere that I'm just basing this off of where I went to go look last week, and there the place in Tarrington, Connecticut. Tarrington, Connecticut is like a very woodsy town, kind of mountainy. It's cool. It's nice. But it's a very normie, homey town, right? I went to, they got a plaza with it's got 16 storefronts, but only 3 of them are open, right? All the other ones are out of business. And then there's another plaza across the way. It had a 99. I went to eat in there, and there's all just old people, right? It's like 4 o'clock. I hadn't eaten all day, but it's just all old people just talking about the city. You see what happened over there on High Street? Oh, God, they got to fix that hole, man. They put cones around it, but Christ, it's been there for months. I mean, what is this, Rhode Island? Connecticut's roads kind of suck, too. I know it's not that far from Rhode Island, but their roads kind of suck. I've also come to the realization, guys, that I think I need an actual job. I think I need a job in the daytime. One that's consistent, one that is preferably in Stamford or in New Haven. Or ideally remote would be, the number one thing. Remote would be phenomenal. I would love to work remote so that I can go wherever the fuck I want, whenever I want. I can spend the whole day in New York if I wanted. But it's, I'm kind of realizing now I think I need a little more stability because I'm going to be living on my own. I'm not going to be living in an area where there's a lot of restaurants. I'd be willing to commute, and beggars can't be choosers. I got to get a job somewhere. But ideally, I think if I can't find a good serving job out there that's making me money, I'm probably going to be looking into something else, something a little more toward that full-time 9-to-5 bullshit that I've been complaining about and bitching about. But realistically, I'm thinking it'll help. I'm thinking it will help me live, and I think it might help me do comedy. It's kind of crazy, but I might have to give it a try. And if it fucking blows, you motherfuckers know I'll leave. You guys know I'll leave, but I have to give it a legitimate try because I've said this before, you do what you always done, you get what you always got, motherfucker. So we got to do something else. I made good money this past year for working, odd jobs, working part-time. I did all right for myself this year, or this past year. Do I want to make more? Totally. Of course. But it's more about the stability. Because if I have the stability, then I can do anything else, And comedy is my main concern. Now, if I start a job and I see that it's impeding on my comedy, I don't care how stable it is. My goal is to be a comedian. My goal is to make money off of being a comedian, being a comic, and being whatever the fuck else, And it doesn't have anything to do with working in an office or having a secure job. If you want to, right now it does. My secure job has to be comedy. That's what I'm trying to do. That's what the fuck it is. That's what my mind is made up on. And that's what this whole shit is all about. Moving. This whole shit is about, this whole moving and all. It's for me to do comedy. It is very much for me to do comedy. And, I'm hoping I get the housing situation figured out. I saw 3 apartments that I really liked. I applied to one of them. I want to see how that goes. And then we're going to apply to the other one, which I actually like more than this first one. But I already had all the paperwork out, and the place is nice. And it's a little closer to Stamford, which is, what made the tipping point happen. But either way, guys, I'm excited. I'm excited. I hope we can make this happen, guys. I lost hope for a little bit, but we regrouped. Shit changes. You adapt. You overcome. And that's what the fuck we're doing. That's what we're here for, man. That's how evolution happens. You adapt. Strong survive, motherfucker. Make sure you got some strong friends, too. Motherfuckers that'll help you. But, guys, we have come to the end of yet again another Monday episode with yours truly, only me. You might get a lot more of this if I move out to the boonies in fucking Connecticut. But nonetheless, thank you guys for taking a part in this and giving me the little dangling the carrot in front of my face, if that makes sense, right? It's helping me run on the motherfucking treadmill. So thank you guys for playing along and listening. Follow the show wherever you listen. Follow my social media. We got shows coming up. What are we doing? April 5th or something? April 4th, I'm going to be at I don't even know. Somewhere in New York. Greenwich Comedy fucking Club or something. I have no idea. We'll figure it the fuck out, guys. Who cares? Have a great rest of your Monday. I'm going to talk to y'all on Thursday. Peace.